At some point in your career, you've been faced with a difficult task about choosing the paying job or working on your craft, your passion. Well, what if I told you that you can still work a part-time job or a 9-to-5 while still pursuing your passion, and that they can actually help you build your dream career? In this video, I'm going to share exactly how I'm building my dream career as a film composer in LA while also working a full-time job in a totally different industry. So let's have a conversation about taking jobs in a different industry while also pursuing your passion. I'll start with the bottom line. It's perfectly okay. In this economy, we're all trying to survive by paying bills, saving what we can, dealing with life while also expanding our horizons, growing our careers, and trying to enjoy life. Let's start with part-time jobs. Go for it. Apply for a job as a barista while you're working on your next feature film. Part-time jobs are great because the scheduling is wonderful. You don't have to be there 40 hours per week. The scheduling is more flexible and less of a time commitment than a full-time job. So more time equals more flexibility to squeeze in that last-minute shoot that's shooting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you're someone who thrives on variety and can manage multiple projects, a part-time job can be a great way to secure your time. I know plenty of filmmakers, musicians, and actors who balance part-time work with industry gigs. They essentially find something that works for them and find something that's sustainable for their living needs. One of the key benefits of a part-time job is that it allows you to be available for last-minute gigs. If a film shoot suddenly opens up, you can take it. Or if a music project pops up, you can jump in without having to negotiate time off from your full-time employer. So the next thing, full-time work. Full-time, also great. This is currently where I'm at in my current career, so I can speak for this one. I love how full-time work offers benefits, typically higher pay, and more pay for the guaranteed 40 hours or more per week. A 9-to-5 job provides a regular, consistent schedule that allows you to create a solid 5 to 9 hustle after you get home from work. So if you're someone who thrives on routine, 9-to-5s are great because you know you're clocking out right at 5 and you know what time you'll be home, so then you can build your home side hustle schedule from when you clock out and when you get home. Full-time work is also great because it provides stability. So stability means you're not worrying about your next paycheck, which makes it easier to invest in your passion without the financial stress. Full-time work is great because of the solid paychecks, and you know how much you're gonna get every 1 to 2 weeks, so you could feed this little guy. At the end of the day, both options are great because they provide opportunities to learn new skills and meet new people and enhance the skills you already have, such as communication and customer service, which goes a long way. I can explain that more in detail in a future video, but for now, so like I said, I currently work a full-time job in a completely different industry. I am an office manager at a company. I do that full-time, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and immediately when I get home, I take care of myself, eat, and it's off to my projects, where it be I'm working on projects like film, I'm working on YouTube, personal music, or just hanging around with my cats. But prior to this job, I worked in television for 7 years. I was an office production assistant for ABC Signature, ABC Studios, scripted TV shows. As much as I loved it, it left no time to work on film scoring because we really do be working 14-hour or more days, 5 or 6 days a week. Then the strikes hit, unfortunately, but it was a blessing in disguise because without the strikes, I wouldn't have pivoted to my job now, which actually gives me time to work on my music when I get home from work. So as much as I miss television, I'm happy where I'm at now because I'm finally pursuing film scoring. Yeah, when I was in television, I didn't have time for any of that. It was either television or sleep. Can't do television and film scoring. So having a full-time job means I can dip at 5 p.m. on the dot and still have enough evening left for myself. And like I mentioned before, it also gives me the financial stability to invest in myself. New gear, paid for. Marketing my music, paid for. Cat food, where'd he go? Paid for. Vet bills, paid for. You know, life. But let's be real, it's not easy. It still takes up time. Whether you're working a full-time job or a part-time job. Some days I come home exhausted and all I want to do is just be a vegetable on my couch and doom scroll on Instagram and YouTube or play Tomb Raider on my Switch. The trick is having systems in place that work for you and to keep it sustainable. Thank you. The trick is having systems in place and locking in with what time I have and making the most with the time I have. Like, for example, I lock in about 1 to 2 hours every morning before I go to work, or I lock in a few hours in the evening when I come home from work if I'm not taking care of myself. Me time. I value me time. It's perfectly okay to come home and do nothing. That's important for my brain personally. So I have several me time evenings per week, and the other evenings every other day I work on music, YouTube, spend time with my husband, and just do something that will allow me to learn some new skills. I love learning, so I'm always looking up tutorials on YouTube, Googling how to create a thumbnail kind of thing. So a lot of us feel like if we're not working on our passion full-time, we're not succeeding, we're failing, and that's just not true. Every step you take towards your goal, no matter how small, is progress. And honestly, the skills that you gain from a regular job is incredibly useful. Project management, communication, interfacing with different team members from different departments, incredibly useful. Like, I'm doing that in my job right now, and it's everything that I did and do in television. Hello? All of these are invaluable in creative industries too. So go for that barista job. Go for that receptionist job at a construction site. You're gonna learn something that you're gonna take with you far into your career. So right now, I'm embracing the process, because at the end of the day, it's not about how fast you go. It's about building something that lasts. There's no shame in working a different job to pay your bills, especially in today's job market and economy. Take what you can. Survive. Whatever job you're working, do it proudly. You restock that snack cart proudly with a big smile. Get the best snacks that office has ever seen. So take what you can and continue pursuing your passion.